What's up, guys? Happy Monday. How's everyone doing? What's up, Jen? What's up, Tammy? Aileen, how's it going? Happy Monday. We are live. I'm alive. Pat, how's it going? That's what it sounds like when I'm talking in the mic. I'm alive. How's everyone doing today? On this fine Monday evening. It's Monday. A lot of people don't like Mondays. It's a crazy Monday. The Real Wolf Factor, what's up? Good. It's a good Monday. Aileen saying happy Monday. So today I was going to talk about, you could just call me Q. Okay. Jen saying it's cold in Texas today. It actually was raining this morning and it stopped, but I think we're supposed to get some more rain. Let me check. Oh yeah, it's going to start to rain again, and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. We're getting some crazy people. Oh, don't worry. I like your name actually, The Real Wolf Factor. Mistress Meg, what's up? I could just say The Real Wolf. The name is cool. Don't worry about it being long. Nah, it's not weird at all. It's a cool name. It's unique. It's awesome. I could just, like I said, I could just do The Real Wolf. Trixie, what's up? So today, I was actually going to talk about the Cecil Hotel, or Cecil. I always want to say the Cecil Hotel. I don't know why, but it's probably the Cecil Hotel. I should actually go into Google and actually see if they have a pronunciation of it. Just to see. But I don't know. I always said Cecil. Or actually what it's known as, Stay on Main now, because they wanted to change. Lewis says hi. Christina, how's it going? Allison! Another Lisa, what's up? D-Nice, how's it going? D-Nice is in the house. And what's up? Mr. Noodle, cool name. What is up? Sarai, how's it going? Happy Monday. The Real Wolf saying, I'm sad that I miss your lives because, like, here right now it's 9. It's only, 7 where you're? Yes, it is. Bernadette, what's up, girl? D-Nice is saying Cecil. So Cecil. Yeah, son, yeah. I don't know why. I want to say Cecile. Julissa, Rebecca, Claudia, Teresa, Aaron. Cecil Hotel. Dre saying howdy from Texas. G Brimble, how's it going? Carol, what's up? Alice, Phil, Lily. DD does good. What's up? Pat Gaines is saying this morning I was thinking maybe ghosts are like us people in some ways. There's good and bad. Can't all be scary. Maybe they get scared of us too. True. Matthew Coburn, what's up? Allison Rose is saying your studio is so cool looking. Thank you. Mr. Noodles saying I love hiking too. I have not been hiking in like 3 weeks because of the weather here. We're having like weird, crazy rain. I mean, we need it. Don't get me wrong. We need it. But this is like more than what we've had in a very long time. I'm enjoying it though. Jules, what's up? Christina saying, how am I weird? I'm just weird. Senior Space Gusto, what's up? Heather Salvador saying, Lisa, my favorite. Lewis, what's up? Sari saying, Lisa, I love your layout. Thank you. Matt saying, Lucid, come over. I have to eat a ton of Taco Bell. I don't think you want to eat a ton of Taco Bell. That's not good for you. Alice Martinez is saying, I love Grayson Report. That is awesome. Mr. Noodles saying, I'm going for a big hike on Easter. That's cool. Where are you going to go hiking? As soon as the weather clears up, I'm going to go hiking for sure. I'm hitting the trails. I'm dying. I need some fresh air and some outdoor calmness. The Real Wolf saying we are all weird. Who cares? True. Yeah, we are. Hey, why not? Makes us unique. Jules is saying, love your new layout. The red is fire. I know it's my favorite color. I know it's yours too. Haley saying, cool glasses. Thank you. They're actually, to be honest with you, they're actually new ones. Nerd Report saying almost 100 people here. 100 people here. Tara K. Lewis. Hey, Lewis sending us. Julius is saying me too, and we're getting more rain tomorrow. Same here. I think it's going to rain later today. Matt's going, I don't want to be charged for global pollution after the ton of Taco Bell. Save the whales and stuff. Thank you, Matt. Sorry. Marcella, how's it going? D Nice is saying the trails are more green now. More rain expected until Wednesday. I know, I saw. And they are super green, which is a good thing. S. Spectre saying hi from Scotland. Welcome. Mr. Noodle saying I'm going to summit Mount Taranaki in New Zealand. Oh, that sounds so cool. Jules is saying no rain in Florida. Jay Brimble saying Lewis is a little grumpy because we all voted for him to cover Trump early in the morning. Too early for him anyway. Okay. Panda Bear, what's up? Saturday saying Lewis wanted to ask you, how are you weird? I'm just weird. Inside joke between me and Lewis. Teresa saying had rain and snow. The Real Wolf Factor saying my daughter Brooklyn says she's so cool. I like her stuff. Cool. Super cool. Dandy's saying raining in Colorado with a chance of snow. I guess, I don't know if I would want... I think I could take the snow for one day, and probably that's about it. Jen's saying it's just cold in Texas. Alright, guys, I was gonna start off... I'm talking about the Cecil Hotel. I don't know why. It just sounds weird when I say it that way. Because I'm used to saying the Cecil. Matt saying it's bucketing down in Cairns, Australia. Wow. It's been crazy. The rain's crazy. But I was gonna start off with... Have any of you guys heard of Clifton Rd in New Jersey? Before I get into the Cecil Hotel. Saturday saying it's freezing temperatures here in Alabama. Jules is saying, will you please announce for us when you hit your mark? Yes, I will. I will, definitely. Don't worry. D Nice is like, ooh, no, but intrigued. It says Passaic County. Before I flip onto that screen. Teresa saying, have you watched it? Yes, I have. Jules is saying, yes, I have. It's a major road in Jersey. Zero, how's it going? Oh, Boomer Girl is actually having some good weather. 80 in North Carolina on Friday. Jules is saying Clifton Rd has a ton of potholes. Well, I actually heard Clifton Rd is haunted. Has any of you guys heard of... Well, Jules, have you heard that it's haunted? I never heard of that road either, but it popped up. And I was like, oh. Dandy's saying hit the goal this evening. I should, but it's like when it tells... I should almost be there. It's just delayed. It takes a couple of days for it to catch up. The Real Wolf saying the head police officer for the Cecil Hotel was Green Bay chief of police and got fired. Here, she is still under investigation for what happened at the hotel. Kimberly saying I haven't heard of that road. So, because I never heard of it either, and then as I was browsing, I'm gonna accept the cookies. Actually it says Weird New Jersey. Okay, well anyways, this article is Weird New Jersey, a dark ride on New Jersey's scariest road. I heard it was haunted. I'm not sure if this article, because I didn't pre-read the article. And it's by Weird NJ on, I think, app, I guess is what the website is. So it goes on, there is one road in particular that we have heard more rumors and tall tales about than any other thoroughfare in the state by far. Clifton Rd in West Milford, Passaic County. What is it about this road? Why are there so many strange and frightening stories told about this particular byway? Is it the isolation of Clifton Rd that makes it such a ripe candidate for modern mythology? And if this is the case, why are these stories told of Clifton Rd and not its comparably deserted neighboring roads like Paradise Road and Union Valley? Clifton Rd just seems to strike terror into the hearts of those who travel it. But why is Clifton Rd so much richer in lore than any other road in New Jersey? Yes, it is a long and lonely stretch of poorly paved asphalt, like Jules says. It's a bunch of potholes, fraught with perilous. I know I'm saying that wrong. Perilous curves. True, it runs through a vast expanse of seemingly impenetrable wilderness. And without a doubt, it is a very dark, lonely trip when traveled alone on a moonless night, when your only companions are the mysterious sounds of the forest which seem to surround you. Yet, there are hundreds of other rural roads in the state which are even more desolate, isolated, and less well-traveled than Clifton Rd. Some of them without a single creepy story to claim as their own. Why? We'll read a little bit about it, and then I'll go into the Cecil Hotel, because I think I have a feeling this is a super long article. There are many reasons to visit Clifton Rd. The scenic beauty of the forest, lake and abundant wildlife, the historic site of the Clinton Furnace and Cross Castle, and sometimes to just get the wits scared out of you. Well, get on with the wits to get scared of you. That's what I want to know about. I don't know about you, but that's what I want to know about. This rugged 10-mile stretch of deserted road is so rich in lore that it has been attracting late-night visitors for generations. The stories that these sightseeing sojourners have brought back with them of their adventures are sometimes harrowing, often terrifying, and almost always intriguing. Many of these tales of midnight joyrides, many seem unbelievable, while others leave one wondering just where truth ends and overactive imagination begins. You can decide for yourself whether or not to believe some of the more fantastic stories about the mysterious road, but one thing is for sure, the people who live these tales believe them, and they will soon not forget their experiences. Alright. Well, it's amazing. Okay, so it says an introduction to Clifton Rd and the castle. It's amazing that a patch of woods and a few piles of rock right off of Route 23 in West Milford could be the source of many rumors and tall tales. Where else can you find a place where Satan worshippers hide behind every tree, sacrifice goats and chicken litters, the woods like leftover barbecue, and black trucks driven by escaped lunatics chase innocent teenagers over dark pothole-ridden roads? Where else have so many people have reported the eerie sensation of being watched by something in the woods, strange lights beating white streaks on their cars, or hearing disembodied childish laughter emanate from a remote playground? Where else do ghostly boys with quarters and snakes alternatively appear on the streets? And has it always had such a bad reputation? Sarari, I do see my Instagram messages depending on which one you send it to. But I'll for sure check it. Because if you send it, depending, because I have a Grayson report one and I have a my personal one, so it just depends. Just let me know which one you sent it to and then I can check. Zero T's is like, that's why, oh my god, not good. So let's read on to find out, because it's keeps going. Rumors or bad vibes have been floating in the area since it was first settled. In 1905, J. Percy Crayon wrote about the woods just beyond the Clinton furnace. It was never advisable to pass through the 5-mile woods after dark, for tradition tells us they were infested with bands of robbers and counterfeiters, to say nothing of the witches that held their nightly dances and carousels at Green Island, and the ghosts that then made their appearance in such frightful forms that it was more terrifying to the peaceful inhabitants than wild animals or even the Indians that often passed. Once upon a time, there was an actual castle in the woods off of Clifton Road. Most who remember it liken the edifice to something of a fairy tale or Gothic English novel, rising from the mist. Clinton, or Cross Castle is how most locals remember it, was named for the man who had built it, Richard J. Cross, but Cross himself and his family called the place Beerfort after the mountain range it was nestled in. In 1905, Cross bought heavily forested land around Newfoundland, New Jersey, and began construction of the castle-like mansion. Its walls, which have intrigued so many people over the years, were 3 stories high. You could see remnants of the concrete today. Cross died in 1917, and the family sold the property to the city of Newark in 1919. A fire eventually destroyed much of the remaining wooden structure, leaving the stone walls intact as a place where hikers, teenagers, and the occasional Satan worshippers could congregate. Those walls, eventually painted over with graffiti and picked apart for souvenirs, were knocked down in 1988 when the Newark Watershed Commission deemed the structure unsound. Probably the most common ghost story that we hear about Clifton Road is that of a dead young boy who hangs out under a bridge and returns coins to you after you throw them in the water. As far as we know, this tale is unique to Clifton Road, but it's difficult to say when or how the story began. On a recent visit to the bridge at Dead Man's Curve, we were surprised and delighted to see just how many people had recently stopped by to test the validity of the legend of the ghost boy of Clifton Road. As we peered over the guardrail and down into the tea-colored water of the stream, we could clearly see dozens of coins resting on the bottom among the stones of the creek bed. There was no way of knowing how many appearances the ghost boy had made when summoned by the coin tossers. That is weird. That's actually kind of cool. I wouldn't mind going there and trying that. The ghost of Exit 82. It should be noted that there's more than one bridge located on Clifton Road, and nobody really knows for sure which one the ghost boy supposedly hangs out beneath. A second bridge is located several miles to the south of Dead Man's Curve, just above the old stone iron furnace. This bridge straddles a stony cliff through which a waterfall crashes mightily. If the ghost boy's spirit haunts the bridge, then his trip up to the return thrown coins would certainly be a much more challenging task, if he was alive, that is. Although he is the most talked about apparition on haunt Clifton Road, he is by no means the sole spirit to spook the street. We found the bridge on Clifton Road that was said to have started the rumor years before any of us heard about the road. A boy was challenged by his friend to stand on the bridge as they drove to Route 23 and back. Unfortunately, by the time the friends returned from driving to the highway, they found their friend dead. There is a bridge painted as a memorial to him. Another rumor of Clifton Road is that if you throw a penny into the lake, the next morning the penny will be on the road. Supposedly there was a kid that drowned there trying to get a ball or something, and the kid supposedly is supposed to appear at night and pick up the penny and put it on the ground. And it says Gregory MC. Ghost boy pushes you in the lake. My friends and I decided to find out for ourselves what is true and what is not. We went to the bridge and threw a quarter off. Not but a minute later, you hear the bloop as if you dropped the quarter in again. The water filled with ripples and a child's reflection appeared. I flew back to the car. That scared all of us. And it says Dina. So I guess it's basically, well, this one says anonymous. It's just not actual. So I'm gonna skip over a little bit here. Never get out of your car on Clifton Road. One road in New Jersey that's really terrifying is Clifton Road off Route 23 north in West Milford. The road is well known for many mysterious occurrences and weird activity. Cross Castle, which used to be off Clifton Road, had dungeons where many bodies were found. Satan worshipping was active around Cross Castle, and the KKK was also rumored to be active in the area. Never get out of your car, especially at night. It is definitely not weird. So what do you guys think? Jules, have you ever had an experience? On Clifton Road? Matt saying now I want to watch Ghost Hunters. Zero Ortiz is saying I am scared. Lisa Boo, how's it going? Tara Casey, and I like this. Glad Lewis sent over. I'm glad you like it. Martine, how's it going? So what do you guys think of the story of Clifton Road? It seems like it's just based on not on personal experience of the person who wrote the article, but on what people have said. And if you were there, would you actually throw a penny into the lake or a quarter to see? The Real Wolf saying, I'll go. That seems like a cool place. I mean, besides the potholes, like Jules says. But I'll go. I would check it out. It seems like a cool place to explore. But I probably wouldn't get out of my car at night. Like, I'll heed the warning to never get out of your car on Clifton Road. Oh, I guess that's the ruins of Cross Castle. Haley's like, nope. Sari saying creepy enough to check it out. The Real Wolf want to go and see. Bernadette's like, I would do it. Thank you, Bernadette, for the PayPal donation. You're awesome. Love your spooky story voice. Thank you. I try to make it spooky. Trying. Making sure I didn't miss anybody because I hate when I miss people. Trixie saying love it, not freaked out though. Tara K's like, I want to go. The Real Wolf saying, well, I live in Green Bay and we pay extra for car registration. They still didn't fix the roads. We got potholes everywhere. Well, it's the same as here. We pay a gas tax and they still don't fix the road. So... Zero's like, pass, not me. In the middle of nowhere, I get scared. Too many movies that don't end well. D Nice is like, I'd be down. I don't know how you would catch the one with the penny, because it says you drop a penny and then the next morning it would be on the road. I don't know how you would film that to even catch that, because I wouldn't want to leave my equipment out there. Tara K's like, I gotta check this out. Sounds cool. Lily's like, let's go. Can't be worse than people I live with. I guess it's saying Clifton Rd is not a joke. I've been a resident of West Milford for practically my entire life. I have a lot of eyewitness info on Clifton Rd. The first and most important fact is that this road is not a joke. Many of the stories you hear are not rumors. In fact, most of them are true. However, every story does have exaggerations. The facts are that many dismembered bodies are found in the woods off Clifton Rd. Cross Castle did exist, and if you go to the wrong place, you will be chased. The Triple K does have gatherings there, and there is Satan worship. The strange animals are there, and though no one knows what they are, many people have a theory that some of the survivors from jungle habitat have interbred. So all in all, if you're going to check out Clifton Rd, be careful and be smart, or else you will be the next tale. And it doesn't say who it is. It says anonymous. So wherever they got that from, they're saying it's not a joke. Well, the only way to find out is actually to go. Patty, how's it going? Fozzie! Jim Pearson saying road trip. Tara's like, yes, road trip. The Real Wolf, most paranormal experts say Wisconsin is the most haunted. Haley's saying, I hope Dracula doesn't live in that castle because there are rumors of him living there. Ooh. Senior Space Gusto clutching my pure pearls. I mean, well, with anything, the only way to find out if it's truth or fiction is actually going there. But 9 times out of 10, if you do go to, you're not going to always experience something. Alice is like road trip. You can't just like make it happen. So you probably have to go at night though. And they're saying, don't get out of the car. Oh, I was going to say why everyone was saying no to Bernadette. I guess Bernadette said, I'll bring the Ouija board. The Real Wolf saying, got to be the right time with everything lighting up. Haley's like, I'm not going. Well, Bernadette, you don't necessarily have to use a Ouija board. You can use equipment, too. You can read energies and... Jen's like, oh, hell nah. You could bring a EMF reader. You could bring... But then, I agree with Sadai. Whenever you do anything like that, you are opening doors. D Nice is saying if Dracula really looks like Richard Roxburgh from the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing, I'm down. No, if Dracula looks like the young Dracula in Bram Stoker's Dracula, the young Gary Oldman one, not the older one, I'm down. Because that's my favorite Dracula. Lily saying spent last weekend at the Feister Hotel in Wisconsin. Supposed to be haunted, but I didn't see anything. I know I've been I went to the S Bridge, the Colorado Street Bridge, and I didn't see anything. I even was like, because I was filming, because I hiked underneath it, and I was like listening to my footage to see if I caught anything, but I didn't catch anything. Martine saying, are Ouija boards real portals to spirits? I don't know about... I'm not too familiar with them because I've never actually used one. I probably won't. But I know you can open doors and let the wrong things in. Bernadette saying, but it will be fun. I do have all that, but I have sage and blessed holy water and crystals. Done it before. You just have to know how to use one. True. No, that's what they say. They say you better know how to use one because it's not a toy. Tara K's going on. I'm down. You burning it saying they can open portals too if you're not careful. Boomer Girl's going, wish I lived closer, I'd be all in. Jin's still saying nope. The real wolf's like, no, it's not a toy at all. Very dangerous. Carol, what's up? Alright, guys, we will go. Since everyone's down to check out Clifton Rd. Haley's like, oh, please go to Transylvania. I think that's a little... I mean, I would go. Besides the plane ride, I wish we could, like, go somewhere and just be there, like, in an hour. Haley's like, I hear that castle's haunted. I don't know about that castle. I don't know if I would want to go into that one. Especially Dracula's castle. Woo. Boomer Girl says, used once, never again. You let the bad in with the good. True, you do. You do. Alright, guys, we are gonna switch to the Cecil Hotel. I don't know how. When was the first time you guys heard about the Cecil Hotel? I heard about it, and it wasn't because of the Elisa Lam story. I actually heard about it because American Horror Story Hotel is where I discovered it, and then the Cecil Hotel was also the reason. I was a big Ghost Hunters fan, but it was the reason why I kind of got into Ghost Adventures. So I started watching it because of the Cecil Hotel. So D Nice is like, that transition's freaking cool. Sadi is saying, I have never heard of this hotel. Alice is like, the Cecil Hotel was when I saw it in downtown LA. I've actually been in front of it. I have pictures of being in front of it, but I never, and it was a couple of years ago, but I never went in. It is now low income housing. I don't know anybody like with that history, if anybody would want to actually stay there, even if it was low income housing. But to each his own. Teresa's saying first heard of it on Rob Gavagon's channel on YouTube. Alice is like, I've been by it. I walked by it. I was actually across the street and I took pictures of it. Tara K saying I heard about it. Was Netflix or something, has a big story about the hotel girl who went missing, found in the tank on the roof. Yes, I saw that documentary too. D Nice is saying the taxi service I use in LA County, there are times we pass in front of it and get goosebumps. The Real Wolf scene, I remember hearing the story of the pigeon lady. Bernadette saying I heard of it with the Richard Ramirez documentary. Tara K is I do know of it from other things and been to LA, real bad area near at Skid Row, I think, right? I think it's by there. I'm not sure. Zero Ortiz is asking, where's the hotel at? I would like to go. It is located, well, it's in downtown. I think it's off of, let me look. Actually, if you Google it, it'll give you the address. It is on 640 South Main Street, Los Angeles, California. And it's called Stay on Main. But if you go, I think on the side of the building or behind it, you will still see the Cecil Hotel signing. It's still on it. Elaine is saying Ghost Adventures is when I first heard of it. Yeah, Ghost Adventure crew went in there, and the elevator that would open and then go up by itself. That's creepy. Manda Panda, what is up? D Nice is saying 7th and Main Street. Teresa saying it is in the middle of Skid Row, according to Netflix special. Bernadette, I don't know if it's still on there, but there was a documentary about Richard Ramirez on Netflix, which I saw. Because he actually killed 2 people in the city I live in. Not on this side, it's the opposite side. More on the south side. Carol's like documentary on the girl in the roof water tank. Yes, there is that. I don't know if it's still on there, but there was. Jay Brimble's like, hello Lisa, in the tank. Wasn't there something weird about the woman seeing something in the lift? It was scary. Yes, she was like acting all weird. Lily scene, and it's all in the same building. They refurbished one side and renamed it. Yeah, they renamed it Stay on Main. Wrong article. It's this one. Okay, so this is by The Insider, and it's written by Victoria Montalti, and it was written March of 2022. And it's saying the infamous Cecil Hotel, where at least 16 people have died recently, reopened. Here's its history and what it's like today. Yeah, you'll still see this sign on the side of the building. It still actually kind of has that sign. But it says, it doesn't say Cecil Hotel anymore. It says Stay on Main. The Cecil Hotel is known for its sinister history and a string of deaths that occurred there or nearby. It's recently reopened as low-income housing, which I don't know if anybody would want to stay there or to live there. I don't know. If it wasn't in such a bad area, I would go down there and ask someone that lives in the building if they had any experiences. I'd be curious. I'd really be curious. I'd be like, so, sir, ma'am, have you had any haunting experiences? Just out of curiosity. So then, the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, California, is not famous because of its near 100-year history of its beautiful Beaux Arts lobby, but rather because it has been the scene of tragedies. And it's beautiful inside the lobby. Even though I've never seen it in real life, but I've seen it in Ghost Adventures and in pictures. It's super cool. It's like hauntingly cool. But rather because it has been the scene of tragedies and deaths many times over. It was popularly called America's Hotel Death, according to Esquire. The hotel has undergone many revamps throughout the years, but it reopened in December 2021, repurposed as low-income housing. Hotel Cecil Apartments in partnership with the Skid Row Housing Trust. Insiders spoke to the trust and to the content creator Pete Monzingo, who lives across the street from the Cecil, and who took a tour of the building to find out what it's like today. Here's an eerie history of the Cecil Hotel and what the building is like now. The Cecil Hotel opened in the 1920s, and its intended crowd of traveling middle-class guests drastically changed when the Great Depression hit. So this is an illustration of the proposed design of the Hotel Cecil before it was built and opened in the 1920s. I mean, for back then, it looked cool. The Cecil Hotel was designed by Lester Smith and built by hotelier William Banks Hanner. It reportedly cost over $1 million to construct then, which would be over $21.2 million today, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. The Beaux Arts 14th floor. I wonder if it has a 13th floor, because you know how hotels don't have 13 floors. I'm like the weird person that always looks. Do any of you actually check if a hotel has a 13th floor? 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. I think I found one hotel. Sarai says I would live in the Cecil Hotel. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find a 13th floor in a hotel. D-Nice saying that looks way nicer than what it is now. Bernadette's like, yes and nope, I've never seen one. Okay, so a lot of you do check. I check. I always check. I don't know why. And then when I do find a 13th floor, I think there was one. I don't remember where it was. I'm trying to think of where. I think it was in Vegas. Was it in Vegas or was one of the? I don't remember. But I did actually see a hotel that had 13 floors, and I was like, Oh my gosh. If I knew it had 13 floors, I would have asked to stay on the 13th floor. I don't know why. 13 is one of my lucky numbers. Rob Pros is saying enjoying the live tonight. Thank you. D Nice is asking are you on hours now? I'm almost there, but it takes a couple of days to catch up. So I will know for sure where I'm at. Because usually by my next live, that's where I'll know, like, kind of where I'm at. It takes that long. Because for some odd reason, it takes a while to update. So it says the Beaux Arts 14th floor, 700 room building on Main Street between 6th and 7th Streets in Los Angeles, California, was intended to be a glamorous destination for international businessmen and middle class tourists. But after the Great Depression hit in 1929, the hotel's prosperity plummeted into despair. It rented out cheap rooms for both short and long-term stays, and in this new hostel-style setup, tenants had seen every time, I don't know, I'm going ADD here, but every time I hear hostel, I think of the movie Hostel. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but every time I see hostel, that's what my mind just goes straight to that movie. Tenants had single rooms but shared bathrooms with other guests. The low-cost rooms, along with the hotel's proximity to Skid Row, earned the Cecil a reputation for being home to sex workers, people down on their luck, and crime. Percy Ormond Cook was the first known guest to take his life at the Cecil in 1927. Oh, that's like the lobby's cool. And this is the lobby in 2008. I'm not sure if it still looks like that, but that's still pretty cool. The string of violence and death that plagued the hotel's guests started with its first recorded S on January 22nd, 1927. According to a story in the LA Sunday Times, the following day, former real estate dealer Percy Ormond Cook shot himself in the head in a hotel room after he was unable to fix his relationship with his estranged wife and son. He died the same night. Wow. He must have been really down. That kind of, if you're really that does suck. 3 other men died by S between 1931 and 1938. W.K. Norton was found after ingesting poisonous pills in 1931. Army Sergeant Louis D. Borden slit his throat with a razor in 1934. Roy Thompson of the Marine Corps jumped from the building and landed on the skylight of another building in 1938. At least 8 hotel guests have fallen from the Cecil, whether accidental or intentional. Many deaths at the hotel have been cited by records as fell from building and weren't necessarily ruled as S's. These could have been S's, but they could have also been accidental. The list includes Grace E. Margot, 1938, Robert Smith, 1947, Helen Gurney, 1954, Julia Frances Moore, 1962, Allison Lowe, 1975, and 2 unidentified men in 1992 and 2015. Wow, those are recent. A 19-year-old woman who said she did not know she was pregnant threw her newborn from her Cecil hotel room window after giving birth. Why would you do that? So it's saying newspaper clipping, because I was like wondering what year, because now they have that where you can drop off your newborn to the fire station with no questions asked. Newspaper clipping about Dorothy Jean Purcell about killing her baby and being in a psychiatric ward, published in the LA Times on September 8th, 1944. Wow. What would make her do that? In September 1944, 19-year-old Dorothy Jean Purcell gave birth to a boy in the bathroom and threw the newborn from the building. But why would you do that? Purcell, who was staying with an older companion, said she didn't know she was pregnant, and when she gave birth, she thought her child was stillborn. A coroner later found that the baby was alive before his mother threw him. She was arrested, but at her trial, she was found not guilty of murder by reason of insanity. Purcell was admitted into a hospital for psychiatric treatment. I guess they thought she was crazy, but it doesn't really go in depth, like why, what was going through her head. What do you guys think? Yeah, seriously, why? Why? This is just crazy. I don't know. I wish it would go into like what she was thinking, because sometimes they'll say like what the person was thinking. I'm curious what she was. It said, but still. Senior Space Gusto's how sad. Yeah, that is. Ulysses saying that hotel needs to be demolished. That's why I'm wondering, because they say it's low income housing. So I'm wondering if any of those people living there have had any experiences. Because just by what I read here, there has to be something. Carol's like, because the devil. Bernadette's like, let's see, number 1 crazy or number 2 demons. Patty's like saying possessed. Or I don't know what goes through. Because she said she thought the child was stillborn, but still, why would not? You know what I mean? Like, even in 1944, wouldn't you still go to the doctor? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, that's just crazy. Super crazy. The Black Dahlia's unsolved murder shocked the nation. She is rumored to have visited the Cecil Hotel before her death, although this has never been confirmed. One of the most famous murder mysteries of all time likely didn't happen in the Cecil, but it might have had ties to it. 22-year-old aspiring actress Elizabeth Short, who became known after her death as the Black Dahlia, went missing on January 9th, 1947. Her mutilated naked body... I know about this one. I've heard about this one. Her mutilated naked body was found 6 days later in a vacant lot in the Lamert Park area, about 5 miles from the Cecil. Throughout the investigation, rumors and reports suggested she either stayed as a guest at the Cecil in the days prior and or was seen at the hotel's bar, insider previously reported. However, those claims were disputed by some and remained unconfirmed. Her murder shocked the nation and her case has remained unsolved. So I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of the Black Dahlia. I've heard of this. But they're saying they still don't know. Like, it's still unsolved. That's what the crazy thing is. Sadie is saying maybe she had postpartum. I was thinking that. Even Bernadette saying if they tear it down, the spirits that are there will always stay there. True. Senior Space Gusto saying they think it might have been somebody in the Hollywood industry. Zero Ortiz is saying that's a lot of deadness. Sadi is saying, I thought they invented drop your baby off at the fire station in the 80s. I'm not sure about that one. I know now they for sure they promote it for sure. Jen saying if she thought the baby was dead, she might have not known what she was doing throwing the baby. We don't know if she was drinking during the pregnancy and not knowing. True. True. Very true. Teresa saying the stigma of illegitimate children was real in the 40s. It really doesn't surprise me if that was the case. Panda Bear saying I've heard of the Black Dahlia. Senior Space Gusto saying it's still an open case. D Nice is like, I feel safer in the subway of LA than above ground. Heather, whatever, what is up? Pauline Otten's S also unintentionally became a homicide when she jumped from the Cecil and struck a man on the street. Woman's death fall kills man. That's a great headline. In 1962, 27-year-old Pauline Otten jumped from the 9th floor after writing a note to her husband. UPI reported at the time she then accidentally struck a 65-year-old George Giannini who was on the sidewalk in front of the hotel. Both instantly died on impact. Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. A beloved local woman was found assaulted and killed in a Cecil Hotel room. So I guess this is a view across Pershing Square in LA taken in 1959. Look at how clean it was. Alfig, welcome! The next known murder at the hotel was in 1964. Pigeon Goldie Osgood was a 59-year-old local woman known for feeding pigeons in Pershing Square near the hotel. She was found dead in a hotel room after being sexually assaulted, strangled, and stabbed while a person was initially arrested. He was later ruled out as a suspect according to local media. The investigation came to no avail with the killer free and case unsolved. So that hotel has a lot of bad history. Carol's like, that picture makes me want summer in Michigan. I think we're all looking forward to spring this year. Martine is saying, so there was a murder on the loose, maybe? Maybe. Because there's a lot of... that's 2 unsolved mysteries so far. One was the Black Dahlia that they never found out who or what and when. And then the pigeon lady. Richard Ramirez, aka the Night Stalker, roomed at the hotel during his killing spree in the mid-80s. The 1980s brought serial killer and Satanist Richard Ramirez, famously known as the Night Stalker, to the hotel. During his killing spree, he stayed on the 14th floor and paid $14 a night to room there, according to the 2021 Netflix documentary series Crime Scene, The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel, and he was undetected as a murderer for many months. Ramirez terrified Los Angeles from around June 1984 to August 1985, assaulting and murdering people. He was said to dump his bloodied clothes in the hotel's dumpster and walk up to his room naked. Okay. How did anyone not notice? Unless, oh, you know what? Middle of the night, maybe not. It wasn't until his mugshot from a previous arrest was released that he was found and caught on August 31st, 1985. Ramirez was convicted of at least 5 attempted murders, 11 assaults, and 13 murders. He was sentenced to be killed by gas chamber, but 24 years later and still on death row, Ramirez died while undergoing treatment for cancer on June 7, 2013, a coroner found, CNN reported. They're saying he did satanic rituals, I think, too, at the hotel. And they think, allegedly, his spirit is still there in the room that he stayed in. Tara K saying, crazy how many murders went unsolved there. True. There's a lot. There is a lot going on there. Like, that has some crazy history. The hotel was also home to a second serial killer, Jack Unterweger. I didn't know about him. I didn't know about him until when Ghost Adventures went there, and then I knew. But I knew about Richard Ramirez staying there, but I had no idea this guy stayed there. Jack Unterweger? I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right. Killed a woman in Austria and was arrested in 1976. Although he was sentenced to life in prison, the state believed he became a reformed man or released him on parole? No way. In 1990, according to biography.com. He became a minor celebrity and writer, and he traveled to LA to write a magazine piece about sex workers. But between 1990 and 91, Unterweger killed 3 sex workers by strangling them with their bra straps, the LA Times reported. During this time, he was rooming in the Cecil. After being caught and arrested, he was found guilty of at least 9 murders, including the 3 women in LA. He was serving time in an Austrian prison when he took his life in 1994. Have any of you guys heard of this serial killer? I've never heard of him. Jen saying, I wonder if before it became housing, if you could stay in Richard room for $14 a night. The $14 a night was when he stayed there in the 80s. I doubt it's that now. I'd be crazy. It'd be crazy if it was that. Senior Space Gusto saying, I remember that. Carol's like, I wonder if astronauts died in space. Do they haunt space? Logical Spock is saying definitely some bad juju. Julius is like, nope, never heard of him. Panda, nope. I've never heard of him. This is... D Nice is like 14 a night sounds amazing. I would do that. I doubt it. I don't even know if you could still stay there, to be honest with you. Sadi saying, no, I've never heard of him. Tara K is saying, is it still open? Yes, it's still open, but it's low income housing, so I'm not sure if you can even like rent a room for a day. Sybil saying, yes, I knew of him. I watched some movie about him. I don't even know if, like I was saying, I don't even know if you could stay there. Bernadette's never heard of him. She's saying, who that? Martine's like, never heard of him, and Austria's near where I live. Yeah, Sybil's saying it's low-income housing now. Yeah, it's low-income housing, but I don't know if they let you stay a night. I don't know. They probably don't, because if it's low-income housing. Well, I mean, I guess you could rent a room for a month and stay there. But I don't know anybody who would want to rent a room. If they let you. I don't know if they even let you do that. Jen saying I was kidding. In the early 2000s, a new developer created Stay on Main, a rebranded hostel. Hostel again. I always think every time I see Hostel, I think of the movie. Within the Cecil that divided the hotel floors into different uses. In 2003, then owners John DeLuca and Dale Laurer renovated the hotel's lobby and common areas. Then in May 2007, they sold the property to Fred Cordova. At this time, the hotel had 600 rooms. Cordova had more plans to revamp it, to give the Cecil a clean slate, which led to the concept and opening of Stay on Main in 2011. Stay on Main was marketed as a budgeted hostel for young tourists, but it didn't completely replace the Cecil Hotel. Instead, the building was divided into 3 separate uses. Floors 2 and 3 were for long-term low-income tenants. Floor 4 through 6 were for Stay on Main, and the remaining top floors were for the Cecil Hotel. I still want to say Cecil. Stay on Main had its own entrance and signing, but the building shared elevators couldn't keep tourists away from its tenants. And that's when I went to see it. It had Stay on Main on it. Many travelers weren't under the impression that they were actually staying at the Cecil Hotel, since booking sites listed Stay on Main as a separate entity. The hostel and hotel also had separate entrances and lobbies. Stay on Main had cosmetic renovations like bright orange paint and new employee uniforms. However, while the hostel helped compartmentalize its guests from the image of the Cecil, the guests had to share common elevators with the tenants. In Crime Scenes, The Vanishing of the Cecil Hotel, I have to watch that again actually. Then manager Amy Price said that between 2007 and 2017, the hotel had to call the police multiple times a day. She also said she believed there were over 80 deaths during her time working there alone. Wow. So I'm guessing for 10 years, Amy Price worked there as a manager and there was over 80 deaths. Wow. The most famous one, and I'm saying the most famous one because I think most people know about this hotel due to this. Student Elisa Lam was reported missing after she didn't check out of the hotel in 2013. And this is a photocopy showing Elisa Lam displayed at a street memorial across the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, California on February 21st, 2013. One of the most famous deaths tied to the Cecil Hotel is that of 21-year-old British Columbia native Elisa Lam. The traveling student checked into the hotel on January 26, 2013, and was originally staying in a hostel-style room with roommates. However, there were complaints made about her behavior, so she was moved into a single room. Then, on January 31st, Lam was declared to be missing after her parents didn't hear from her on her checkout date. The police investigated her disappearance, looking through the items she left behind, searching the hotel, reviewing security footage, and interviewing employees. While the hotel didn't have cameras on every floor, including the 5th floor where Lam stayed, police eventually found one notable piece of footage of her in the hotel elevator. In it, she's clicked nearly all the floor buttons and the doors wouldn't close. Her behavior and movement seemed odd, and she looked like she was hiding and conversing with an unseen person outside the elevator. While the door stayed open, Lam walked in and out to the hall, before eventually walking away. There was no footage of her leaving the hotel. After, the footage sent the public into a spiral of conspiracy theories. Lam's body was found in the hotel's water tank. While police... So they're saying on February 19th, 2013 was when her body was found in the water tank. And she was reported missing on January 31st. While police hoped releasing the footage would help Lam's behavior lead to a string of conspiracy theories online about the hotel being haunted, as shown in Crime Scene, The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel, they definitely want us to watch that, or watch it again in my case. Police found through Lam's very public blogging life that she was suffering from depression and bipolar disorder, which may have explained her behavior and disappearance. Weeks later, hotel guests began complaining about the water pressure and its taste. A hotel employee then found Lam's body floating in a closed water tank on the roof. Her death was ruled as an accident drowning without physical trauma, suspected foul play or drugs in her system. However, the details surrounding Lam's story remain murky, and the public had questions over how she got up to the roof without guests or workers noticing her, how she didn't trigger any emergency exits, and how she closed the water tank. The police believe she climbed out of her 5th floor room and up the fire escapes until she reached the roof. After this, the Cecil Hotel saw an uptick in bookings, apparently from people who were intrigued by its history and reputation. That is crazy. Carol's like, gross. I know, that's what I'm thinking. Right when I was reading it, I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm thinking, they were actually tasting the water? Senior Space Gusto's like, ugh. Carol was like, people were taking showers in that? Yeah, they were. Martine was like, yes, we did see the footage of her in the elevator. D-Nice was people were drinking and bathing their juices without knowing. I know I don't drink the water, but I guess if you're taking a shower and you're rinsing your mouth while brushing your teeth, you would, just imagine. Heather's like, awful. Carol's like, oh, Manda Panda, it's nasty. Okay, D-Nice is, so I did some research. Adjusted for inflation, $14 in the 50s equal to $176.07 in 2023. So that's how much a room at the Cecil would be today. Bernadette's like, oh, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh. But what this article, I don't know if this article is going to go into it, but they were saying, like, she took off her clothes before she went into the water tank. So that's where, I think that's what happened. So that's where they're like, it's just crazy how she ended up in there. Alice is like, gross. I can't imagine being those people and knowing the people that were staying there during that time. And I wonder if oh my gosh. Sari saying that is nasty. It is. Tara K's like, I remember something weird with the elevator. That D-Nice is like, I don't either. But then if you're like, you rinse your mouth with the water when you're brushing your teeth, even though you're not, I'm surprised no one got sick from that. You know what I mean? Amanda Panda saying, yeah, I don't think she got in there herself. Senior Space Gusto's bottled water for me. I may start doing that from now on, to be honest with you. Tara K is like very weird. Carol's like, I feel like I need to take a shower. Just imagine if you were staying at the hostel and you found out that they found a body in the water tank. Heather whatever saying, I think she got thrown in there after the fact, and you had taken a shower that morning and you brushed your teeth. Like, oh, that gives me the EBGBs. Yeah, shower. Alice is like showering in that water. Like, even if it's hot water, I mean, there had to have been an odor too. There had to been. Like, oh, I'm going too much TMI here with it. But I just EBGBs. The hotel's history, including Lam's disappearance and death, inspired American Horror Story's Hotel, which premiered in 2015. And that's the reason why I know about the hotel, is because I watched American Horror Story. After Lam's death, the Cecil Hotel inspired the 5th season of Ryan Murphy's American Horror Story anthology TV series, included its usual core cast and starred Lady Gaga, and she rocked in it. I was super impressed with her. In American Horror Story Hotel, the Hotel Cortez was built in the 20s and had an Art Deco design and many drug-addicted guests, much like the Cecil Hotel. But the most obvious parallels to the Cecil were the inclusion of the characters Black Dahlia and Richard Ramirez. In a 2015 panel for the Television Critic Association, Murphy cited his inspiration for the season, saying a girl got in an elevator in a downtown hotel. She was never seen again, according to People, an apparent reference to Lam's footage and death at the hotel. The property was sold yet again, became a national landmark, and closed for renovations. It became a national landmark? I didn't know that. In 2014, the property was sold to New York City hotelier Richard Board for $30 million. Then in 2016, Simon Barron Development acquired it as the owner and developer, and it was announced that the hotel would undergo a gut renovation with plans to become an upscale boutique hotel with co-living rental units. In February 2017, Los Angeles City Council declared it a historic cultural monument or landmark. Later in 2017, the hotel closed, mostly abandoned apart from renovation crews and guards who were on the property on and off. Plans fell through on it becoming a luxury hotel, and it wasn't known what the Cecil would become or if it would reopen. While the hotel was still closed, Pete Monzingo moved in across the street. He said he witnessed strange occurrences and documented them for his YouTube channel. Content creator Pete Monzingo moved into an apartment across the street from the Cecil Hotel, which had been closed since 2017. And you know what they say about closed buildings? The energy in that building, the buildup. So there was probably, like, imagining going in there after it's been closed after a while. It's pretty crazy. He didn't know much about the Cecil when he moved, but it's since become a major part of his life. With 4 large windows facing the front of the hotel, Pete often filmed and I may have to check out TikTok videos of what he described as eerie, unexplainable activity. According to his footage, balcony doors would unexpectedly open and shut, curtains would move, and room lights would turn on. In addition, he said he's seen many apparitions and shadows in the hotel windows. The first thing I ever saw was a man on a balcony smoking a cigar. It was at 2 a.m. and it looked like he was looking at me, Pete told Insider. I ran from one side of my apartment to the other to see if his head followed me, and it in fact did. Pete theorized it may have been a figment of his imagination, a homeless person who entered, or even a ghost. Another time, Pete said he saw a silhouette of a person hanging on the top floor of the hotel. I didn't call the cops because the hotel was closed, so I didn't want it to come across like I was delusional, he said. In a video, he said the shadow was gone in a few hours later. Ooh. Lisa Rios, project manager of communications at the Skid Row Housing Trust, which now manages the building, said 4 people lived in the building between 2017 and 2021, but that they weren't aware of a death occurring there at that time. Whoa. That's crazy. I don't think I would call the cops either, because they would think you're crazy. Pete gained access to the building and gave a glimpse of what it looks like today. Guards told him they sensed strange things inside. He got to go inside the building with nobody in there? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Especially since no one's been in there. After years of recording the hotel's happening and attempting to gain access, Pete said a guard finally let him in at nighttime on July 11th, 2021. Something that building management didn't clear, according to the Skid Row Housing Trust. In his YouTube video footage of the experience, the lights are on and it appeared to be in the middle of renovations. So I guess this is him. And I mean, it doesn't look run down at all. I did notice on the top 3 floors that the further you went up, the scarier it felt, Pete said. Adding, every guard I talked to, even if they don't believe in paranormal stuff, agreed that they sensed strange things on the top floor. Pete even visited Ramirez's room, 1419. Okay, guys, we got to keep in mind 1419. I definitely felt like I was being watched, which was freaky. As soon as I left his room, I heard this weird wind howl. It was very eerie, Pete said. When asked if he thinks the hotel is haunted, Pete took a few moments to consider. I think it's a mixture of bad energy, being haunted, and the unfortunate events that had happened there. I think it's a hybrid, he said, which makes sense. In 2020, the hotel gave access to filmmakers to investigate any paranormal activity in the building. This is the Cecil Hotel. Opened its doors for the first time to Discovery Plus show Ghost Adventures in 2020, and that's when I became a fan. It's because I saw a commercial about Ghost Adventures being gonna investigate the Cecil, and I was like, oh my god, that was that hotel that was on American Horror Story. So and ever since then, I've been a Ghost Adventure fan. In a 2-hour special that aired on January 4th, 2021, host Zach Bagans and a team of paranormal investigators explore the hotel. Capturing odd visuals and audio recordings along with experiencing physical afflictions, the team came to the conclusion that the dark energy of the past is still affecting the hotel today, according to the Travel Channel. Then, in the 2021 Netflix limited series, Crime Scene Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel, released on February 10th, 2021, the hotel cooperated again to give a look into its past. The 4-episode primarily focuses on Lam's case. Hotel staff, like then manager Amy Price, police investigators were interviewed about the case. Pete said he had issues with the documentary and its depiction of Skid Row, which he said is about a mile away from the hotel today. The Skid Row Housing Trust said the traditional Skid Row boundaries does include the Cecil Hotel. I still want to say Cecil. The building now has a new purpose as the Cecil Hotel Apartments for low-income Los Angelinos. Simon Barron, the owner and a for-profit developer, had new plans after his boutique hotel plans fell through. It was to collaborate with the Skid Row Housing Trust and current property manager to make the building fully dedicated to affordable housing. Senior Space Gusto saying it's a 9 to 5 ghost. Carol's like, if it's abandoned, how come the lights are on? Heather thinks she was being followed in the elevator. Just because she had issues doesn't mean she didn't experience trauma. True, I agree. Because she suffered from depression and bipolar doesn't necessarily mean doesn't mean she didn't experience anything. Carol's saying if I saw stuff like that, I think it was homeless people. Jen's like, I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning for no reason. It's almost 10:30 p.m. That's crazy. Sorry, guys. I had to take a drink. Tara K saying, I would sue if you stayed there and heard that happen. I'm pretty sure the people that were there during that time, they probably got their money back. Amanda Panda saying, oh, I love that season. So did I. Julius is saying it must be a horrible place to visit if you're sensitive to the paranormal. I agree. Just standing on the outside, you can feel the energy from it. Carol's going, I'm hungry and a potato sounds good. Matthew's like, Ghost in 95, what a way to make a haunting. I guess that YouTuber somehow got in there, but he didn't have permission to go in there. I guess the security guards saw him enough and felt sorry for him or something. Or they were like, okay, man, I see you enough. You can go in. But that had to have been cool, though, that he was able to go in there with nobody in there and just walk around. Through adapted reuse, a process that helps repurpose a building at cost much lower than creating a new building, the Cecil Hotel was able to renovate for $75 million instead of $300 million. All right, according to LAist. That's still a lot of money, though. On December 14th, 2021, Cecil Hotel apartments open. The 600-unit range between 160 and 175 square feet, and the common areas included bathrooms and kitchens, which is similar to the hotel's earlier days. It also offers guarded entry and case management services on site. All right, cool. The rooms are exclusively available to rent by low-income Los Angelinos who earn between 30% and 60% of the area median income of $24,850 annually, with rent ranging between $900 and $1,200 a month. Tenants can use Section 8 housing vouchers to help pay. That's still expensive for that. I mean, I guess they renovated it, but I feel like that's kind of steep. So it says 3 months after it reopened, the building is boarded up against unwanted visitors and discreetly serves its tenants. Pete attended the Cecil Hotel Apartments ribbon cutting ceremony, which he believed was open to the public and press, but he was promptly escorted out. He thinks the guard recognized him from his videos. They just came up to me and kicked me out. I got threatened and I don't really understand why exactly that was, Pete said. The Skid Row Housing Trust said the event was invite only, including elected officials, community partners, and credentialed press. Pete thinks the hotel's entrance is now in the back of the building, since the front, still seen with Cecil Hotel signage, is locked and covered with paper. He also said he's seen multiple ambulances and fire trucks pull up to the hotel. Since it opened almost 4 months ago, Pete said the hotel's activity has been low-key and he doesn't believe it's near its 600 renter accommodations yet. The trust says they're in lease up, meaning the period from launching throughout the first year where the business is growing, and not yet at least 90%. Not yet at least 90%. I'm getting a competency according to Rent Vision. So I get, well, I haven't been, I think I went there a couple years ago, so I haven't been there since, so I'm not sure about the front of the building being boarded up, but it probably is, because people are going there to check it out. So that's probably why they did that. Heather, whatever, saying no thanks, I would take my chances in a cardboard box with tarp. Sadi, low income rent isn't $1,200 a month. That's a lot. That's what I was thinking. That's kind of steep. Sadi is saying, I think Cecil is for women and Cecil is for men. Huh. Teresa goes, it isn't pronounced Cecil? I don't know. I always said Cecil. I don't know why. Julius is saying, oh man, the residual energy cannot be removed with renovations. No. That's why I'm wondering, like, if anyone that lives there, if they've had... That's kind of steep for... That's steep for rent. For that building and for that area. And for it to be low income, that's steep. But I would get why they would board up the front windows, because, like I said, there's probably a bunch of people wanting to check out the building, which you probably can't now. I guess this was the inside of the building in December 14th of 2021, which it still has that old vintage charm to it. But I wonder if anybody that... I'm curious now. I wonder if anybody that pays that $1,200 rent a month has stayed there. They're probably like, oh, hell no, after a night. D-Nice goes, that looks nice. It does look nice. Like, the inside looks nice. It still has that old vintage charm. It looks super cool. Let me see if I can find that video of Elisa Lam. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but I kind of want to see it again. That kind of perks my interest. So let me find it here on the interwebs. Because I've seen it before, but I just want to see it again. It's one of those videos where you just can't explain it. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second, guys. I probably should have pulled up the video and had it ready. But now it's sparked my interest again. Heather, whatever, saying that would mean they kept the old icky stuff, G, just for $75 million? Probably. Maybe because it was gonna be... Sadi says that lobby is beautiful and looks creepy, though. It does, but it's an awesome looking lobby, though. Date Nice is going, I'm trying to get into the mood environment, but my dog, Butter, her snoring. Just kind of zone out on it. Heather Whatever's like, Pete got the you won't renovate your old story boot? Yes. Carol saying, back in my day, low income rent was $365 a month. That was my first apartment. Bare basics, loft bedroom upstairs. About 20 years ago. I mean, that's kind of what I would think low income would be. Or at least 500, I would think. But then again, they're saying a 6-figure income. I've seen articles where they're saying a 6-figure income may not be enough to live in the Los Angeles area. So $1,200 rent for, I mean, being the outside of it, it's kind of, so they, for that much money, they better, it better be like, and then it said shared bathroom too. You know what I mean? So you're paying $1,200 for a shared bathroom and living space? I don't know about that one. Tara K said, you would think with everything and that happened, change the name, not leave it. I know. I was surprised that they named it the Cecil Hotel Apartments. Carol's like, my mortgage is $550. I think I'll stay here. Yeah, that's a much better deal. Let me see if I can find the like a good one where where it shows. If it'll load. Because I don't want one with like a lot of talking. I just want the video. Alright, I think this one will do. Let me go here. No, it doesn't want to work. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on, it's an ad. I don't want to flip it over for an ad. No, pause. Okay, I think I got it, guys. Alright, guys, this is the video of the CCTV camera of her in the elevator at the Cecil Hotel. Cecil. I still want to say Cecil. Cecil. I don't know if you guys can kind of, because it is CCTV footage. It kind of sucks. It's like she's hiding from someone or trying to get away from someone. Yeah, see? It's like she's trying to get away from something. And it's weird because she hit all the buttons on the elevator, but the door never closed. Like, too bad there wasn't a camera, like, facing the other way. See, she's, like, hitting all the buttons, but it's not doing anything. This is what's weird. That's creepy. It's like she's super creepy. Hold on, let me go back to me. That is super crazy. Sadie's. Oh my gosh. Give me 1 second, because I still hear the ad. Even though I clicked off of it. Alright. And it was on commercial, so it's talking about nonsense. Alice is saying the hallway. Carol's saying, but did you see the shadow? Carol's like, she's freaking out. Dean Nice was saying, like, that dance plus that camera angle made her arm look totally... It was like, she was like... Yeah, it was like... I don't know, it was weird. It was like she was moving, like she was possessed or something. I don't know, what do you guys think? Senior Space Goose was like, Alice, scary. Senior Space Goose, you missed it? Let me see if I can play it again. Or let me see if I can find a better one. Maybe there's a better looking one than the one I clicked on. Oh, there's one that's like in clearer. Hold on, maybe I'll do this one. Like somebody enhanced it. Because unfortunately, with the technology we haven't had... Well, this was in 2013, so I guess now... But you'd be surprised at some of the way the cameras look nowadays with the technology we have. I don't know if this video is any better, but we'll see once it loads here. Heather Whatever's like goosebumps. T Nice, has anyone ever told you that you have a beautiful smile? Don't worry, Lewis, I'm still with my bearded man. Okay, I'm gonna play it again. This one's a little clearer, so let me see if I can And let me take the ticker off the screen here. That way you guys could see the whole thing. Alright, let me transition it back. And let me see if I can start it from the beginning here, guys. Give me 1 second. Alright, this video is a little clearer so we can watch it again. And of course I pause it. I mean, it's still kind of grainy, but it's better than the other one. You can see her face a little better. It looks like she clicks on the, like, to close the door. That is weird how she's moving. And it's like she's kind of talking to someone, maybe? I don't know. Or something. And then she's hitting all the buttons, and yet the door's still not closing. But yet she goes out again. This is this part right here. It's like she's possessed or something. I don't know. I think it's just the camera angle maybe, but like the way her hands are, it's like crazy. Manda's going, why is the giving the Grudge 2 vibes? Ah, I clicked on it. Sorry, guys. Oh, that crazy. The other video didn't show it closing. This part's creepy. Like, you see how the camera is all, like, that part's crazy. That is crazy. Oh no, I don't know what I clicked on. Oh, 8 disturbing things caught on dash cam camera. All right. Well, that is crazy. All right. I still hear it went to commercial, so I still hear it. Teresa's saying, I remember watching something on this where there's a time glitch in the original video, but I can't remember the details. Sadie saying that was so creepy, especially with the door opening and closing. I think that video actually added to it. Sadie also said, what the shadow likes the elevator. I know, I saw. That's crazy. I saw it. It's like it was like this crazy black bulb blob or something. Martine saying there's no sound available on the original CCTV. No, there isn't. There's no sound, just weird video. Julius is saying she definitely looks like someone suffering from a mental breakdown. Tara K goes, yes, it's weird. I was gonna say maybe did she take something, but I googled and Tox was clean, so that is weird. Carol's going, maybe she's waving to see if there's a motion sensor for the doors. Maybe, I don't know. Martine says, yes, the doors stay open, and first she seems normal but scared about someone, and after she was in the elevator, she did those weird moves like she went crazy. Yeah, it's just weird. And then after that, like, the door finally closes. Like, once she leaves or she disappears, like, the door finally closes. And it closes and then opens, closes and opens. It's like weird. Heather, whatever, strange. I agree. Super strange. Super strange. I know, I kind of wish there was sound to it or something, but I guess there isn't on that one. Heather whatever saying it is, and she isn't disheveled or messy hair. She doesn't look like out of touch with herself. I know she doesn't, but they're saying she suffers from depression and bipolar disorder, but then that doesn't make you look any weird. She looks like a normal person. Like, the elevator closes like 3 times before the video ended. Indeed, that is creepy. That, I think that part scared me more because she was trying hitting all the buttons, and then she hit in the corner and it still wouldn't close. And then once she disappeared, it started closing. So that makes no sense. Aline saying when the doors open and close, check if the floor buttons that were pressed go out as if it's moving up to the floors. The problem is the video is so grainy that you can't even tell that she was pushing buttons. D Nice is saying electromagnetic surge. Teresa saying sound would have probably solved a lot of the questions we all have. Yes, it would. But I mean, you probably would just hear her. I mean, at least you would hear her foot, like her movements. So that would kind of tell you something. Alice is like, freaky, it is. Tara K, so was she never got an elevator to go up, right? No. I guess she was trying, I don't know if she was trying to go up or down, but she was hitting all the buttons and the elevator wouldn't budge. Like it just stood there. Which is weird. Like you just see her like tapping in on the buttons. Aileen saying elevators have infrared light in the doors so they don't close and crush people. It's a safety on all elevators. True. But then she stepped away and hid in the corner. So I would think by then it would close. Because usually when I get in an elevator, like the door closes right away. Senior Space Goose was like, why do security cameras always have such poor quality most of the time? I wonder. I know with the technology that we have. Come on. Like there's 4K camera. There should be security cameras in 4K. Or at least 180p, whatever it may be, but better than that grainy stuff where you can't even tell what people are doing. What's the point of it then? D Nice is saying elevator cameras can't record sound, which would violate federal wiretapping laws, and they are always high up instead of at eye level, according to the Atlantic. Oh, okay. Makes sense. But I think in this case, I wish we kind of had sound. I wish there was like a camera in the hallway, but I guess they were saying on that floor there was no cameras. Because then you could see what she was doing when she was off camera. That would have answered a lot of questions too. So it makes no sense. I mean, house cameras are better quality than some of the security cameras in some buildings. That's sad. Tara K was saying that was last seen there, right? Yes. Senior Space Goose does like, Dad, feed us. Sari says, I think it's because elevators have an electromagnetic energy that messes with devices. Could be. Matthew saying on paranormal shows people film with a crappy camera of a crappy video from a crappy security cameras. True. Tara K, it was weird how it didn't just close and go up. It opened and closed. Actually, I'm not sure if it moved. It looks like it didn't move, but because of how the clarity of the video, you can't tell if it did. So it looks like it just opened and closed. It didn't move. But considering she hit every button, it should have closed when she was in there and moved up, but it didn't. And then once she got out of the elevator, like it closed. That was weird. Alright, guys, I got to end the stream there for tonight, so I will thank you for joining me this creepy Monday night and talking about the Cecil Hotel, and I will see you guys Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there or be squared. Good night, guys. See you on the next